Pony, it's Lotus Moon. Now, I'm sorry for the strange lighting. I am in my room. It is, well, it's past midnight, and of course it's dark, so yeah, not the best
It's
lighting and
past your
everything.
bedtime.
um, but Saphy and I want to do the Q&A, so without further ado, Saphy, would you like to turn on your camera?
Is that my cue?
Yes, love, that's your cue.
Ta-da! Hello, it's me. I'm a person at floating head with arms, but I float guy.
So you know it's late at night because we're both tired, so it's kind of making us really loopy.
Loopy being an understatement for us.
But I have a feeling it will be questioned as to why we're doing the Q&A this way. Okay, so
Yes,
we
let us tell them.
it's my fault. We did hold on a second. There's dumb reactions. Anyway, we did actually record the Q&A video. Um, yeah, let me take my glasses off because my light reflecting through my glasses kind of bothers me a little bit. Anyway, we did do the Q&A video when Saphy joined my family for a vacation we took literally the first week of, well, as of the release of this video, last month. We went to a beautiful paradise for the first week of August. And apologies
And
for
I
any
really
background
wish I
noises.
was there. We had stayed.
Yes, Saphy really does wish we had stayed. Also, apologies for any background noise. Anyway, um, we recorded the Q&A, but in an unchecked error on my part, upon returning home and eagerly gleeful to edit the Q&A, I heard a very loud sound that basically made it impossible to hear our audio. And originally, I was going to go with that take and try putting subtitles over the video so that you could still have video of me and Saphy physically together. But the audio was so loud, and in the video, Saphy had pretty much a soft voice, so you couldn't really hear him, and sometimes you couldn't really hear me. Plus, there was a lot of distractions in the background too, with family walking around. So, yeah, that
It made it sound like there was a helicopter in the room, but that's
helicopter, lawnmower, something.
gladiatorial combat.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's my fault, and we will rectify this if and when we can. Hold on a second. Let me make myself a little bigger. Yeah, that's a bit better. We will rectify the situation when we can. And yeah. Next time we have a chance that we're physically together, as we live like a few, safe to say, this is safe to say, we live like a few hours apart or whatever. Next time we are physically together, we will do another Q&A. We don't know when it is yet, so
Your guess is as good as ours.
yeah. So if at any point you have more questions for us, let me downsize this. I feel weird now. I am so bipolar right now. I'm too tired to think straight. But yeah, if you have any more questions, the next time we be together at some point, I'll make the announcement. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it, and we will answer like we originally planned to. That is enough. Oh, one more thing. With Saphy's permission, there will be a few pictures of us together during the vacation. I don't want any Big Ed references in the comment section. Please do not do that to us. Please do not.
We will find you.
No, we are not doing this Taken style. Do not do that.
I was thinking of completely something else besides Taken.
Why do I love you again?
Yes.
But yes, once again, no Big Ed references. Ugh, please, just don't do that. I know immediately after the fact that I asked, don't do it. People may actually do it, but please, for the love of Celestia, do not do it. I am begging for my sanity. Especially since I'm so tired as of the recording of this video.
As of the recording of this video, which is a little bit after midnight.
But
9 hours.
but without any more stalling, let's get into your questions, every pony.
Yay.
See, you're more tired than me, so you are more loopy.
I'm dancing. Can't tell because of the poor lighting on my end. Also, yes, I usually wear glasses, but due to a glare on my lamp or iPhone light, there's a glare, so I'm going without glasses.
Yeah, basically we both wear glasses, so for the same reason we have our glasses off. And it's rare that I put glasses on either of our OC, as I have the pony code to his OC. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, first question is from Guest Full of Secrets. What pony in the My Little Pony show did you like the least? Saphy, you want to start this one off?
Close blood.
On that, we can agree. When we originally did our Q&A video, we both actually did go say Cozy Glow because, as the fandom pointed out, she was basically My Little Pony's answer to Darla Dimple from the movie Cats Don't Dance, and that is a testament to how old we actually are. Please do not address it. It is actually an underrated gem of a movie, I believe. I've heard people say, but yes. Basically, Cozy Glow, if you look up her and then look up this character, Darla Dimple, you can tell the same innocent smile dripping with cutesy that makes you want to have cavities. The freckles, the curly hair, the bow in the hair. And then turns out she's a two-faced, manipulative little monster. Isn't that precious?
With a butler the size of King Kong.
Well, technically, I believe I've seen fan art where Tyrek fills the role of the guard. Just literally after Cozy Glow's first appearance, that was like one of the first fan arts I think I saw. If I could find it, I'll put it on the screen as like in comparison. I'm thinking I actually did see this. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but oh, we really. I think the fandom maybe grew to like her a little bit in some regard, but I think as a whole, maybe the fandom didn't like her because, like, literally the minute you saw her on screen, we didn't need any other clues to say she's the villain. No one's that sweet and innocent. I mean, unless you're Pinkie Pie, hyped up on a lot of sugar. No one's that sweet and innocent.
Clues would have smacked you right in the face.
I think I saw right after the episode Cozy Glow appeared in, Dr. Wolf did point out her cutie mark, mentioning that it is a chess piece. So that just added more to the fact that, she was plotting something. So, of course, like I said, the clues are all right there in her first appearance. So there was no need to just speculate. Oh no, she's just a sweet, innocent little girl. There's nothing bad happening this episode. I mean, there's nothing bad happening this season. You got Chrysalis. She's still out there somewhere. No, it was Cozy Glow. It was Cozy Glow all along. Yes, that is a WandaVision reference. We are both fans of Marvel. Him more than me. Next question comes from Mickey Fan 1909. Congratulations on 10 years for both of you. Who's your favorite pony and why?
See, I really don't have a favorite. I have my likes, dislikes about most characters, so I really don't have a favorite.
I never really have a favorite, so when people ask me, I'm like, I just pick anyone at random because, like, I don't know who to favorite. Well, actually, I do, but Saphy hates me for it. You already know who.
I don't hate you for it at a certain other person.
Saphy doesn't like the fact that I kind of favorite Sombra. And I mean Sombra before he spoke. Like, legit, I mean Sombra before he spoke.
Bring Gus and team.
Whiny teenage monologue does not suit a tyrant king. Not at all.
You can just hear the shatter glass.
Who was his original VA when he first appeared in the season 2 premiere? Not the season 2 premiere, the season 3 premiere. Who was his original VA? He only literally had one line and growling. That voice was perfect. Why couldn't we get that back?
Oh, let me pay you this violin. World's smallest violin.
You're lucky. I am way too tired to flip you off right now, and be happy that this may be watched by kids too, so I'm not going to flip you off.
But I'm a good noodle.
You are not a good noodle. See, everybody, this is the dynamic of our relationship. We just feed off of each other's crazy until it gets to a point where we question why we love each other, but it just makes our love stronger. What are you doing?
Yes.
If and when we live together, I am seriously going to have to break you out of certain habits. I look forward to that. Don't waggle those eyebrows at me. You know I can't stand it. Stop it. The next question is from Jonathan Tuluni. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So when's the wedding unless it's already happened?
We're working on it.
As we stated in our original video, which, sorry, no, none of you will get to see because the audio quality is so bad. As Saphy just said, we are working on it. We have been together for 10 years. We constantly pop the question to each other on like an almost regular basis once we hit like year 3 through 7.
But we're working on it.
We're working on it. There's a lot of logistical things to work out, such as whose state is whom going to go to, basically. And everything else from there will just be, a process. We will not divulge where we live, of course, for our own personal privacy. But yeah, it's just basically who's going to move to which state, get our feet underneath us in terms of financial stability, and then basically whether we choose to have a big wedding or just, going to a court and signing a document until we're ready to have a big wedding. You will know. I will post something about it, and then things will just go from there. And if we do happen to have a big wedding or big ish wedding, maybe we'll stream it, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that, or, just compile a video for after and upload it. But yeah, you will all be in the know when the knot is tied, as basically we may not be too subtle about it.
What's subtle?
That's exactly what I wanted to ask during the trip because we were so in the honeymoon phase. My family was entirely sick of us.
Oh, kiss, lovey-dovey and all that.
I mean, you can't blame us. We have been apart for so long. We had to experience a honeymoon phase at least a little bit. Next question is from Oliver Featherwing. Hey Liz, how did you get into watching MLP French's Magic?
There we go.
I have actually explained this story on my channel in other Q&A videos I've done.
Long
So,
story short.
fine, I will do a long story short. So,
Well, long story, not so long.
logistics, technicalities, blah, 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 blah. Can I tell my story or not?
Yeah, I'll stop.
So, my sister, Lexi Otter, showed me basically Smile HD and then Twilight's Fight with Tyrek. At that point, I had no interest in watching MLP as I thought it was just a show for little kids, and I sadly was a tad annoyed with the show because my young cousin and now her sister would watch it, and if they missed something or like if they had to stop the show for any reasoning, I have no idea why. I will never understand their very high IQ mentality, as my cousins are very smart. They would basically rewind the episode back to the beginning and watch it all over again to basically where they have to stop at, and then continue from there. Yeah, watching them was not a hassle, but like taxing after a while because I could not keep up with them. But anyway, one day I was scrolling Netflix bored and came across a show and decided I'll give it a chance. And ended up watching the first two seasons before even realizing that I had gone to another season. After that, I watched up until I believe season 4, do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep, because that was. Actually, no, the complete season 4 was on Netflix at that time, and then after that, I just continued season 5 onward on TV. And then just watch reruns whenever I could. And then at some point, I told Saphy about it, and listening to me, he decided to give it a chance himself. He didn't watch it like I did, so I would send him the episode link when it was available online for him to watch, so he could watch it at his leisure. And of course, after some point, I came across Film Fiction, made my account, made my OC, and then many more OCs, and made Saphy's OC, and that's basically how we both kind of got into the show.
I mostly got into it more for the fan artwork portion of it.
Yeah, Saphy got into it for the fan fiction writing portion of it. I got into it because of the show, and after a while, yeah, the fan fiction writing as well, because we both write our own personal stories. Sometimes I write for my characters and my characters from the show, and I change the continuity of my OCs quite often. So there's nothing very linear about them.
Continuity would imply that you actually have one.
What is continuity? I like living very random. I like being unstable. For me,
Is
it's
that a
the for me it's the best way to live.
Now,
Next,
for me, I'm not as active as I was when I first started, but I am trying to like pick up a lot of stories that actually
yeah.
does have a continuity.
At this point, we both are, I believe, experiencing a bit of writer's block plus IRL block since, we both work and then at some point, we come home, we're tired, we want to rest. So writing is the last thing we have on our mind unless we are having a personal day.
Yeah, it's easy to think of ideas on here, but once you get started, it's just
Yeah, that's the same face I make when I have an idea and like I'm letting it run wild and I'm like,
the struggle is real, folks.
until someone stalls me out of it and I'm like, and now I have to start all over. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Like broken glass everywhere.
Very much. Next question is from Sanctuary Sanity. Congrats and happy anniversary to you both.
Yeah.
Question: besides MLP, what other shared interests and hobbies do you both enjoy together?
Yeah, well,
Well, as stated earlier, we are both into Marvel. In fact, we still have that little unspoken contest, don't we? Stop. You have to explain now that I brought it up.
why don't you? Because I'm brain fried right now.
Oh, my poor baby. Our little unspoken contest is basically who sees the newest Marvel movie first, and whoever does kind of gets minor bragging rights, but no spoilers for the other, basically. So it kind of started out with, I believe, the Avengers first, right?
Yeah.
You start out with the Avengers and then snowball to all the rest of the subsequent movies that came out in the years to come. And now we have the next challenger on our plate, the new Spider-Man movie, and Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Ugh, I'm sorry. Look, you're brain fried, I'm brain fried. We both need to go to bed as of the recording of this video. Deal with it.
I smell bacon.
Don't be like me when I'm tipsy. Good noodle,
Other,
good noodle or not, do not be like me when I'm tipsy, because then I will be concerned for you.
oh sure, like I didn't get enough of that when we were together. Other interests include various anime and manga.
Ah,
I'm
yes.
also interested in like video games, like fantasy, hikes, science fiction, all that.
Yes, I tend to share anime with him, and it's his choice whether to watch it or not. If he doesn't watch it, then he'll hear me rant and rave about it. Speaking of which, as of the recording this video, I need to tell you about episode 10 of Higurashi Sotsu.
It
Because the,
take me to
cause the continuity broke! The continuity broke! Why? I'll get into that later.
a little earlier. You were talking about you didn't know why you didn't like continuity. Now you're complaining about it continuity being
I
broke.
only complain about continuity because it was supposed to follow its previous season, Higurashi Go, and a certain scene that was supposed to happen did not happen the way it was supposed to. I will get into this with you in the morning when we are both in our right mindset.
It should also be noted, viewers that she always finds the weirdest of stuff first, and then tries to pass it on to me.
Well, I have to break you somehow.
I don't find this by accident. It just happens. Boy, it comes to you like a magnet.
Well, I have to break you somehow.
You can't break what's already broken.
Actually, I beg to differ. Another shared interest we have is if any of you don't know what it is, read Webtoon Comics. If you do know what it is, basically it's an Apple website. One webtoon that kind of has been done is Tower of God, I believe. That got an anime adaptation, but I believe it did actually start out as a Webtoon comic.
It did. I saw a little bit of it. It was pretty good.
And then on Netflix, there is a live action adaptation of the Webtoon comic Sweet Home. So if you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. It was actually good. I myself actually did not read the Webtoon itself. My cousin did and tried getting me on it, but I was like, nah, it's not my cup of tea. Now that I've seen the live action show, late to the bandwagon, but hey, better late than never. In fact, one of our most shared Webtoon comics is basically the story of Persephone and Hades.
Lore Olympus.
So yes, we are reading Lore Olympus, but then it's also other versions of it, And
it should also be noticed that we are fast passers.
Yes, so anyone who is reading Lore Olympus, if you are not a fast passer, we do not recommend you become a fast passer unless you want to. Trust us, it is worth it if you do, but if you don't want to and want to get week by week and not catch up entirely and then have to wait for the next fast pass shot to come out, that is totally up to you. We will not say where we are personally in the story. Well, now we reveal we're fast passers, it's kind of not hard to reveal where we are in the story, but if you would like to read it, you can read it for yourself. There's also Hades and Professor. Oh my god, I'm really sorry. Hades and Persephone Ficklets, which is also pretty good, which is like another spin on how Hades and Persephone met and then like their life pretty much afterwards. Along with its prequel spin-off called the Titanomachy, which is basically a story of how Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades overthrew Kronos. And there is another one that we read called Plunder World, which I believe is on a slight hiatus.
I like Greek mythology because those characters in my stories get to bully the gods.
That, and for lore, he has a list of what he thinks of the more major characters so far. Please do not read that list out loud, love. But I do need you to send it to me because a mutual friend of ours does not believe me when I say you have a list of how much you really, truly think of these characters. And I want to actually show them what that list looks like.
I will share with all of you one day.
Yeah,
like I said, my characters love to bully the gods.
Yeah, I just suggest to Saphy that maybe we can purpose his channel into a reaction channel. So that maybe one day if we are reading lore together, just get both of our reactions. Either via Skype or us sitting next to each other reading it together. Although I can assure I am the more animated of the two of us while he just sits and watches the madness unfold.
Oh boy. That's a story in itself there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, the 15 minutes I spent screaming into your pillow at the hotel room. You just enjoyed that because you've never seen me ticked off like that before.
She's so adorable.
Don't patronize me.
Oh,
my nose twitch. Next question from Quentin Jones. Congratulations, Lotus, and my question is, how did you and your stallion get into the fandom? As I've already explained this, TLDR, my sister got me into it. I talked to Saphy about it, and he got into it for more of the lore side of things. In fact, did you see the trailer to G5?
Yeah, it was okay.
I'm still not too keen on the new art style, but I will give it a chance. And I believe some of the original lore is kind of still in there from like G4, as you know, we see the beginning scenes where our new character, Sunny Star Scout, is being regaled of tales of times of old when the three pony races were in harmony by her father. So safe to say, maybe some of the old lore from G4 is still there, but may not be as prevalent as we may want it to be. I mean, it seems that way because, you know, Zephyr Heights, as I saw in a recent Dr. Wolf video, is basically possibly Canterlot repurposed for just Pegasi. So it'll be interesting to see how the old lore will give way to new lore in this movie. And then after the movie, see how that may continue in the show, because I believe there is a series coming out after the movie. So yeah, we'll see. We may not watch it together, but we'll see how things, go. In fact, I might probably watch it first, like the day it comes out, and then just gush to Saphy about it.
That's kind of how the thing goes.
And if I can figure out how to do a watch party, then maybe do that for Netflix. Actually, no, there is a watch party for Netflix, but I thought like I could do it in a way that like I could get people on like a video call or whatever, and like we just watch the thing together. No, it's like basically, oh here, your watch party doesn't just consist of you watching the movie together, but only be able to chat through DMs. I'm like, what's the point? Thanks, Netflix. But yeah, I'll give the movie a chance. Saphy will most likely too, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Next question is from Jonas Fletcher. Here's a question for both of you. If two sons and two fathers went to eat at a restaurant after the pandemic and each order a burger, why does the cook just send out three of them?
Yes.
Didn't this question break me the first time?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Seriously, didn't this question break me the first time? It did.
Yes.
It did, actually. I fell for it again. But is that supposed to be like a dark joke saying there's three of them because actually one of the people that won are dead? I don't know. Our brains are entirely fried right now, so we're a little off. Next question is from Azure Phoenix. Here's my question for the both of you. What was the most memorable date that you both had, and can you name something silly that happened? By the way, congratulations on your anniversary. It is past midnight. Why do people feel a need to ride motorcycles so loudly? God, if I only had an arrow and a crossbow. It's a really good aim. But no, that'll cause an accident, and yeah, I don't want to be responsible for that. So no, let me put that thought really deep in the back of my head.
So, almost spaced out for something.
Anyway, well, when we first did the Q&A video, we said our most memorable date was our first date in which we went to the movies. But now, actually, our most memorable date is spending that week in paradise. I mean, it wasn't exactly a date because we didn't have any time to ourselves. Actually, no, we did. I count the last night we were there as the perfect date because, dinner and a show at the hotel. That was perfect.
Wish we stayed.
I know, but I think I prefer the humidity of our home states than the humidity of where we were because that humidity was way too much. Um, babe, babe,
You came barging in just to tell me that.
babe, you didn't mute, so I recorded all of that.
We could just edit that part out.
I will.
Wow. Delete this heresy.
See, I'll bring it back in around that point when like really I'll do like a nice cute little cut. But anyway, we're almost done.
Delete this heresy. It burns.
Oh, hold on a second. My laptop is about to die. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so our perfect date was basically our whole trip with the cherry on top being the last night we were there at the resort we were staying at. We went to see a hotel show, and it was just the two of us, so it was even better because, the place was already packed. We got in because the usher was actually nice enough to let us sit in a no-sit zone, surprisingly.
The no-sit zone was more comfortable than the actual chairs.
Yeah, we had gotten into a show like earlier in the week, and the chairs were like not really cutting it for us, so we were like, mm, mm. Yeah, that was basically our perfect date. And can we need something silly that happened? The something silly that happened was the entire trip. Okay, I am not an alcoholic, but I do socially drink so long as I'm with family. I am not an alcoholic. I just like to socially drink, and when I do, depending on how strong it is, I tend to be a little silly. Okay, why don't you tell it then?
No, I'm good. I'm just.
No. You obviously have something you want to say. Please do. Share with the rest of the class, my love.
Oh, I would never.
Oh, no. Please do share. We are all waiting.
Well, I don't want to see you get a little loony toony when you have too much fun. I love you.
I love you too.
I swear, I'd say goodnight if they keep coming in.
Don't worry, I'll edit that part out too.
What?
I'll edit that part out too. I mean, you muted probably this time, but I'll edit that part out. Like I said, just put up something saying familiar interference. But anyway, yes, the silly thing that happened is, as Saphy said, I get a little Looney Tune-ish when I'm tipsy. That's the only real silly thing that happened. Other than that, I was still good.
Moving on, please. This heresy is taking more longer than expected.
It's taking more and more of your soul with each passing second. The next one is from the new storyteller, and remember, it's a 5-parter. So we'll answer this one at a time.
Yeah.
So question 1 is, what song do you like?
I really don't have any favorites. I just like anything that just pops into my head.
And I like anime music, but we do have a couple of songs that we deemed are our song. We keep switching every few years. So, safe to say that for us, it's kind of a variety bag question, as we don't pinpoint a favorite song. Question 2 is, what parts of America or Canada do you visit? Well, we've both been outside of our respective states, but stayed within the US. And I have been outside of the US plenty of times. And Saphy was outside the US for the first time this year. I can't remember everywhere I've been, actually.
This is worldwide over here.
Hey, it's not my fault my family and I can go on really nice trips. In fact, next year, my family, and I have invited Saphy and his family, are going to Greece. Don't worry, my family and I are taking plenty of precautions. We stick within the mandates that are given to us. And wherever things fall next year, I may vlog a little bit around that time just to show all of you the sites that we'll be seeing. But if it's a place where I can't bring out my camera and vlog, please be understanding. Most places do not allow that. In fact, when I went to Italy with my family in like 2018, 2019, we actually got to visit the Sistine Chapel, and there was no photography allowed. So my family and I were respectful, and trust me, it's a gorgeous sight. If you can ever go see it, you must, because pictures do not do it justice. There was actually someone there that took a picture thinking they were covert about it, but in the absolute silence of the room, you heard their camera go off, and they also didn't turn off the flash. So sadly, as a consequence, security swooped down on that person and kicked out them and their entire tour group. Yeah, it was. It was actually fast. I didn't even know what was happening until it was going on. But yeah, as I said, I made a vlog to show what we're seeing, and if I can't, due to whatever the reasoning is, then please understand, every pony. I will do my best to get really amazing content for all of you. Question 3. Do you ever have a liking to Disney cartoons?
Yes.
But this is slightly where we differ. I like the stuff that I grew up with in the 90s, if that doesn't date how old we are, and he likes the new stuff.
Owl House, Amphibia, Gravity Falls, Phineas Ferb. I think I was watching most of that earlier today.
Me, I'll take Ruins to see animated series, The Proud Family, Kim Possible. Those are the days. Those are the good days.
Quit living in the past. Future is now.
Question 4. Thoughts on our difference in our channels, except we both like MLP. Again, Storyteller, I haven't been to your channel yet. But I'm guessing a difference is, unless you're doing voice acting like I am, that may be the major difference. If you're doing something else MLP related than what I'm doing, then that may be the major difference, actually. If not, then I'm stumped on that. And question 5, do you like, wait, no, your likes of a costume? Well, I don't know about Saphy, but I am a cosplayer, and we did mention earlier that we are into anime, so yes, I like costumes. I have several cosplay, and when I go to an amusement park and they're doing like something Halloween themed, I will actually go to Spirit Halloween and pick out a costume for myself, which I will either keep if I like it or return for a refund. It's a choice to return for a refund, but I don't think they put it back out because I already worn it. So it's still dumb just to return it for a refund, but maybe I like the costume in that moment and don't like it now. So yeah.
Long story short, she has a cosplay wish list as long as her arm.
Yes, I do have a cosplay wish list, and maybe next year I can do some of those. I just have to custom order a couple things. And the final question is from Jonas Fletcher again. If you can switch that for this one, I'm guessing referring to the previous question that broke me.
Oh boy.
This is for both of you. If the other committed a huge crime, would you cover for them? And then later emphasize, um, for as an example, let's say Saphy robbed a bank or, you know, harmed someone, kidnapped, keyed a car, or stole candy from a baby. Would I cover for him? We answered this originally saying yes, depending on what the crime is. So, robbing a bank, I mean, I don't know if there's a way to cover that up. We'd both go down.
It's not one thing. It's another.
Don't worry, I'll cut that part out. Don't worry. So, basically, this is the last question. So, as I was saying, if you're at the bank, maybe I'd cover for you. If you harmed anyone, that's a step too far, and I don't think either of us would cover for the other if that happened. Kidnapping, mm, depends on the person and maybe if they deserved it. Just maybe to give them a little bit of a scare.
It largely depends on what reason what I have to kidnap.
That too. Keying the car? Well, no, because if we only have one shared vehicle, why would we key the car that we both have to use? But if we had two different cars, maybe if it was like a car, belonging to like, the worst enemy or whatever. High school bully, someone, a coworker that you don't get along with, something like that. But then again, cameras are everywhere, so couldn't
Or I
cover for
just
you.
stop. I just keen. Why not just total wreck the thing?
And finally, take candy from a baby. No, I slap you for that one. And since we are both clearly very at the edge of our rope, sadly, we are going to end it here, me pony. We thank you for asking the questions that we answered, and hope to actually do a proper Q&A this time. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's time for bed. I am tired of motorcycles. It's time to take one very large sleeping pill and block them all out.
Yes, so visiting me on my fan fiction, Twitter, all that. I'm doing stories some other time. Just check out what I got so far. I don't care.
All Sappy's link will be in the description down below. and to not torment Saphy any longer, we are going to end it here. Good night, everybody.
Hooray.